The 2022 Hockey Hall of Fame induction class features a whole lot of former Vancouver Canucks, so I found the perfect guy to talk to. It's Iain MacIntyre. Iain, you covered the Sedin twins their entire career. Describe the journey of how they got to this point.
Well, I was lucky to cover them because I can't think of two better pros or two better people who I have covered. But I can say, having been there for their entirety of their career in Vancouver, nobody would have predicted when they started at the start of this century that they would end up here in the Hockey Hall of Fame, and nobody includes them. They were wondering for their first 2, 3, 4 years whether they would even be regular NHL players. When I see them here in the Hall of Fame, what I think about is how tough they had to be. Tough mentally, tough physically, to evolve the way they did and become Hall of Fame players. Everybody has a before and an after in their life. You know, if you evolve in what you do and try to become a better person, there's a before and an after. I think as players, there's very few people who evolved more dramatically than Daniel and Henrik Sedin.
Now, Henrik Sedin was a team captain. Daniel Alfredsson was a team captain. Guess what? Roberto Luongo was also a team captain. Still one of my favorite stories about his career. 2008, given the captaincy with the Canucks, it was an honor that he really treasures now looking back at it. I mean, we're talking about a very unique guy, a unique Twitter user if you follow him. You know, you covered him for so many years. Just tell me, what is Roberto Luongo?
Well, there are so many stories about Roberto Luongo, and he said today how much he appreciates that honor, that it hasn't happened since a goalie as a captain of an NHL team. The National Hockey League wouldn't allow the Canucks to put a C on Luongo's jersey, but he was still their captain, and he certainly was their leader. The transformation of Roberto Luongo in Vancouver is really remarkable because, you know, he had a difficult time. It started great, as his career did, even though he was traded twice. And then he got to Vancouver. He lost his starting job to Corey Schneider. He wanted a trade. The Canucks couldn't find anybody to take on his salary. Luongo had his famous press conference where he said, "My contract sucks." And yet from that, he became beloved in Vancouver. I'm happy for him that he got a chance to go back to Florida. He had some good years at the end. But one of the things that he said today that resonates, because maybe he wishes he'd handled things better in those early years, it made him more appreciative of the later years and what was to come. And he is really humbled by this honor of going into the Hockey Hall of Fame.
And Herb Carnegie, represented by his daughter Bernice, who is, go figure, just as inspiring as he was. She said she was most proud of her father for leaving the world a better place. All the inductees, along with Riikka Salonen, will be officially inducted into the Hockey Hall of Fame on Monday.